So we talking to each other
Yeah,
or talking at the...
you can talk to whoever you want, but like,
Okay. Okay.
they're listening. So. Hi, this is Sylvia, and I am with the Motown Writers Network. I'm also author of over 40 books, and also with the MichiganLiteraryNetwork.com. So make sure you check us out and subscribe to our site and subscribe to our channel today, right now. Today we are here with Ebony. She is a Detroiter, but she's transient over to California, so we'll forgive her. I'm so proud of her because she's been on a long literary journey, and I have like watched this. It's like watching your child grow up. So I am so proud of you because I am feeling flushed because I really am. I'm like a parent watching a child like go.
Because I never planned it to be me.
Right.
I never planned it for myself.
So it was like, see, I'm gonna start crying because I get emotional. So, but she's gonna tell you a little bit about herself in case you don't know who she is, because you should know who she is. But she's gonna tell you about herself.
Okay, so I am Ebony Roberts, as Sylvia mentioned. I'm from Detroit, now living in LA, and I'm a writer, researcher, activist, and I have a book that just came out July 9th entitled The Love Prison Made and Unmade, and it's available wherever books are sold. You can go to my website, theloveprisonmade.com, and I have a long list of booksellers where you can purchase the book. And going into more of the work with families, because the work that I used to do was inside of prisons and with criminal justice reform.
And we're gonna get to your book in just a second.
Okay, sorry.
I don't want
to too fast. Okay.
So if you could talk to the Ebony, like was it 8-9 years ago? If you could go back in time and drop one bomb of knowledge to her to prepare you for what's happening in your life today, what would you say to her? One bomb.
One bomb.
Don't give her any lottery numbers.
You know what? It would be a quote from Beloved. You are your best thing.
I like that. Oh my God.
You are your best thing. And if I can expound on that, like, especially as women, we focus and we help and we support other people, and we don't turn that support and love inward. And so that would be the thing that I would tell that person, myself 8 or 9 years ago.
Okay. And you've helped your mate publish his book, and now you've published yours. You see a lot of writers, and you've been in the business, you've seen new authors that are coming out now compared to when you first started. What advice would you give them, that authors that are new authors that are out now, what advice would you give them as a new author that they need to know now, and that they're not doing or they should be doing?
I started out self-publishing, and now I'm in traditional publishing. But I would say that the one thing that I think I knew this going into it, but the one thing I would say to anybody, regardless of how you get published, is that you are your biggest fan. So you have to be on your grind. Like, I have a publisher, and so a lot of the work that I used to do, I don't have to do. But there's still a lot of work that I still have to do to promote myself, because they have a budget. Yes, they have a budget, but my success should not be limited by their budget. So I still need to be out there. I still need to be doing things to promote my book.
So you should be using them like a springboard.
Springboard.
They're getting you higher so you can do a lot more for yourself that they wouldn't do, but that you should be doing for yourself.
So whether you're self-published or not, all of the things that you would do as a self-published author, you should still be doing.
Definitely. I love that. That is awesome. So now we're going to get into the book itself.
Okay.
So tell us what the book is about and why readers need to get their hands on that title.
So if I could first say that I met Sylvia probably about 11, 12 years ago.
Oh my God.
About 11, 12 years ago, because I met a man in prison and fell in love, and he's a writer, and he had trouble getting his work published. And so when I came into his life, I agreed to help him get his work published. I knew nothing about how to publish a book, how to market a book, and thankful to Sylvia for her workshops. And it really kind of schooled me on what I needed to do. And we were able to publish his first book. I started the LLC and got all the public, all that stuff set up.
Yeah, you did a lot.
And we published his first book, and I literally was in the dark, and you really showed me the way. And so the book, The Love Prison Made and Unmade, is a story of how I met and fell in love with Shaka Senghor, and the challenges we faced as a couple while he was incarcerated, but then also the challenges that we faced once he came home, and the impact that his imprisonment had, and my baggage from childhood had on our relationship, and it didn't work. But we have a beautiful son, and so
He's awesome.
yeah. So I write about the reality of falling in love with a man in prison, because I think most of the books that I'm aware of that have been written, the love stories that have been written about prison relationships, only focus on the fairy tale. They stop at prison. They don't talk about what happens once he comes home, and the reality of what that life is like once he comes home. And it's you need more than just love.
Right. I think I was talking to Omari Hardrick. I did an interview with him. He had done a movie about, he had went to prison and then the girl waited for him. And we talked about that, like no one ever really talks about the role of that woman, of should she wait, should she not, what should she do, how should she handle this type of, because it is a mentality she has to deal with, with herself and with him, that impacts your whole life. People don't realize that once you go to prison, not only does that impact your life, but it impacts the people who care about your life. So it's a whole different lifestyle, it's a whole different way of thinking, and whether you come home or not, it's just how people have to adjust their whole well-being and mentality of this person is in prison or was in prison or is out now, but they still have that kind of mentality, which affects everybody. So that's important that we talk about this, especially in the African American community, because we will be having a lot of them coming out.
Yes,
in
with all
the
the laws that have changed.
Yeah, with laws changing, that that's going to release a lot of people.
And there are no resources.
Right, and
there are no resources for them or their families, and that's where, for us, I realized in hindsight that he and I both could have benefited from therapy. So that he could unpack, his 19 years of, prison, because that's a traumatic experience.
Yeah, it is.
And then, I think every couple should go to therapy, because, regardless of whether you have that prison experience or not, sharing your life with someone is sometimes difficult to do. Right. You're bridging two lives together. So we could have benefited from that, but those types of resources are not available.
And no one's just there to just say, hey, this is what you need. I've always thought little advice could go a long way, and a lot of times that little advice is nowhere to be around. As a single parent, and you can even relate to this, there's no one giving you those little tidbits of information, and that's so important that we get those things. And I wish there was more in our community and in our our singleness, and even in our minority, it's not there, and we need it to be there. So I appreciate you. I mean, exposing yourself like that, because I think it's a lot of women who do want to expose, but they don't want to speak up. So that is awesome in itself.
Yeah, I've had so many women reach out to me already that are like, I'm in that situation now, or I was in that situation, and you gave voice to my experience.
Right. So I appreciate personally, I'm honored that you can expose yourself like that, put yourself out there on blast, because it needs to be said, it needs to be heard, and it needs to be felt in our community. So I want everybody to please support Ebony and let them know where the book is available, the title of the book, and where the book is available, and how they can get in touch with you.
Okay, so the title of the book is The Love Prison Made and Unmade. It is, my name again is Ebony Roberts. And you can get it wherever books are sold, but you can go to my website and get it there, theloveprisonmade.com. And you can follow me on social media, on Instagram at Love is Our Superpower on Twitter at SuperLoveEb.
Awesome. That is great. Thank you for joining us and taking this time out of the
Thank you,
busy
Sylvia.
schedule.
You are a champion of Black literature, just literature, period, of Black literature, and I'm so grateful for you.
Yes, I'm honored you said that. So stop it. I can't do the ugly cry on camera. Gotta be strong. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you check out our channel more. And of course, check out Ebony Book and support her activist efforts, her literacy efforts, and everything. So thank you guys for joining us. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.